Comics here, and today's video is going to be Let's Talk About OCs Part 2. And today's OC that we are talking about is Red. Yes, one of my favorite OCs, who I draw a lot, but actually I draw a lot, my OCs often, particularly two. But obviously, let's not get into OC favoritism. Now, if you are new, let me explain to you guys what is Let's Talk About OCs. So basically, Let's Talk About OCs is in the name. It is a series where basically I have you guys vote on what of my OCs that you want me to talk about. And whoever wins gets their own video and I talk about them. Basically just so you guys can get an introduction into my characters, how I write, my art, and to learn more a little bit about me and things that I like, I guess, and my characters. So yeah, it's just a fun little OC like thing. Also just give you guys ideas, like if you have ideas, if you want to take ideas or grab ideas from my characters, you can do so as well. Like this is also for your own inspiration. But yeah, that's pretty much what this video and the series is. After this video releases shortly after, I will be putting out a poll for which character we will be talking about next. So, if you are new here, go ahead, subscribe, and hit that bell so then you can get notified for when the next time that I host another poll, so then you can vote for the next character. Alrighty, now let's get into the nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty is not the topic of today's video, so before we do get into the topic, let's get into, like I said, the nitty-gritty. So, first things first. I do have a Discord server. If you guys like art, and you are an aspiring artist, or if, you are an artist and you're a professional, whatever it is, you are welcome to join my server. My server is 16 and up, so if you're under 16, you cannot join. If you do join and you find out you're under 16, you will get banned, but, join back when you're 16 and older. But it is an awesome server. It is kind of dead right now, trying to revive it. But yeah, so basically go ahead in the link below and the Discord server link is down there and you can join. I am trying to host figure drawing every other Friday. I do check-ins every other Friday, check in with your guys' art, how you guys are doing with it, your projects, info dump about your projects, talk to me, ask me about your projects, things like that. So yeah, it's welcoming to all kinds of artists, whatever level you are. Figure drawing is welcome to all kinds of artists. Figure drawing is to help you grow as an artist, and if you're looking for that, I do provide figure drawing study classes every other Friday on the server. So yeah, and now that that's out of the way, let's get the second thing out of the way real quick. I've never said this on this channel yet before, but I am now on VGen. So if you do not know, VGen is a commission website. It is where you can basically get a very, very safe and very comfortable and easy commission service. And basically you just commission me through there. So yeah, now that I'm mentioning that, why am I mentioning that I have VGen and I do commissions through VGen? Well, it is because I am having a sale, and I am calling it the Glitter Sale, 50% off my commissions. So as you can see on the screen right now, basically those are the prices that are cut down. And yeah, it's gonna be 50% off. This is, as of this recording this video, this is going on until March 26th. Okay, March 26, 2026. After that, it is going back to full price. But full price isn't really that bad, but obviously, we all love discounts, don't we? Right. Now, let's get into the topic for today's video. So, you may be wondering if you did read the, thumbnail for the video. She's a runway model. She has red lipstick on, she's blonde, she has pink eyes. Who is this girl? Alright, so let me introduce you to Red. So, how I created Red is honestly, she is an older character. Not really that old. I made her in my freshman year of art school. And it was actually, her origins come from a comic series that I was working on, a big project that is now canceled, might come back eventually, not sure. I love that comic, but I don't know if I want to pursue it anymore, called Love Bomb. Now, Love Bomb actually was a magical girl series that I was working on. I was building a world, I was building a magic system, and everything like that. It was so much fun to work on. And Red was originally going to be basically the friendship one. I'm not going to explain all of like the whole like magic world of Love Bomb in this video. That's another video for another day where like I talk about my canceled projects, which I would love to make a video like that. That might be on the next vote, as the next video that I will be making will be about my Sans phase, but we're not going to get into that right now. Basically, yes, Red basically came from a magical girl comic, and her aesthetic was supposed to kind of be like a Red Riding Hood kind of character. Her original name was not Red. I don't remember what her original name was, but yes, so she had her own comic as well, called Starboy. And if you are new, like an older subscriber, and if you do follow my comics, if you are a classmate of mine from my freshman year of art school, then you remember the comic Starboy, because I actually made that comic for a project in school. So the comic was basically introducing Red as a character. It was the second comic into the Love Bomb Chronicles universe. And the first one was about the main, basically the ruler and the main villain, and then the second one was about Red and her becoming a magical girl, which in my universe was called a Love Guardian, and how she got her powers and what her power is and what she signifies, which hers, like I said, was friendship. So basically Red was Twilight Sparkle, guys. Yippee. So yeah. That's kind of the origins of her, and after that, I kind of just started to fall in love with the Red Riding Hood aesthetic, I would say, of her character. Around this time, shortly later, I did start to do pinup art, and if you do not know, like, pinup art is, like, kind of a style was really popular, I believe, in, like, the 40s, the 50s, and, you know, even later than that, and basically it is like cute, like just sexy girls. So like Marilyn Monroe, for example, she's going to come up a lot in the video, specifically where I am talking about the women, because I take inspiration a lot from her as a person and the characters she plays in her movies. I mentioned that in my last, the first part of the series, Sugar. Sugar as a character entirely was inspired by Marilyn Monroe, a character that she plays in the film Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. And her name coming from the movie that she plays in called Some Like It Hot. So basically, yeah, pinups, if like a pretty popular pinup girl would be Marilyn Monroe. It's basically like kind of sexy women, you know, they're doing sexy poses, and it's not like inherently not safe for work, because typically they are clothed. Sometimes they aren't clothed, but typically they are, you know, they just look cute and stuff like that. Everybody, I'm sure all of you, everyone has seen pinup art. It's, I personally am a huge fan of pinup art. My favorite artist ever being Dean Yeagle. And if you're a minor, please do not Google him. He does do, nude art, but he is a pinup artist, and he has worked for Disney. So that's where I started to kind of branch out with her character and start to do like pinup work with her. And as you can see, I'm not showing any of it because I cannot show some of it because some of it is not safe for work art. But yeah, so like some of it she's naked. So like, yeah, like a lot of art of her just kind of pinups, and such like that. And I thought it was really fun because like, I like the idea of her character kind of not like, her first design was she wore like a big dress and basically like a hood, like Red Riding Hood, and she was blonde and she had blue eyes, but she did have darker skin, but her hair was like she had afro buns, And then her second design, I decided to get rid of the dress. And this is where I started to branch out from Love Bomb and kind of make her into her own character because I love the design so much. So I got rid of the dress entirely. She had no clothes under the cloak. So she just had a cloak, and she had, like, get rid of the buns, and I just made her hair into pigtails, and I gave her red lipstick. So then I started to kind of lean more into Dean Yeagel's character Mandy, and I wanted to lean more into that aesthetic of the character Mandy, and such like that. And I'll show some pictures of Mandy. And I wanted to basically just replicate that. So that's kind of the origins of her. And then later on, as I started to make more characters, do more stories, I just latched onto Red a lot. I loved her. But the issue with Red is I didn't know who I wanted her to be in personality. Every time I drew her, I didn't know who she was. And I mentioned this in the first part, that typically whenever I make characters, I make them for a purpose of a comic. I don't like to just have OCs just to have OCs. I like to have OCs to have a purpose within my comic world, a story. They have to serve a purpose. And if they don't, I typically get rid of them. And I currently, right now, slight promo slip in, I am selling OCs. I am currently selling a bunch of OCs that I do not use anymore. And, you know, if you're interested, you can click the link below there. On there. But I just don't see any purpose in an OC if I can't make a story with them. So I eventually get rid of them. Or if I have a scrap project, I get rid of them. So I didn't want to get rid of Red. I was like, I need to do something with her. And it took me a long time to actually sit down and figure it out until I took a day to actually revamp my art, revamp my characters, redo my entire character book. If you go on my link on my profile, I have a character book, and I completely redid it, revamped it, got rid of OCs, put them on the market, ones that I didn't want, and I was like, I need to sit down and figure out who is Red. And today we talk about who is she. So first things first, about her design, as you can clearly see on the screen. So she has a beautiful dress. Her dress is actually a runway dress that I found. I forgot the exact brand, but it's a luxury runway dress outfit. I loved it. It signified her so much. And in her purse, she has a Gucci purse. So, as you probably, if you saw part 1, remember, and if you haven't, all of my characters, I like to have kind of a name brand on them, a brand that signifies them, a luxury brand. I like to show my girls, all of my characters, as kind of they're materialistic girls. They like nice things. They like expensive things. And as I mentioned in my last video, they all have a way to afford it. I don't really have any poor characters except for maybe JT. JT and my character Dante, but everybody else is pretty rich. So Red is actually, her brand is Gucci and YSL. So those are the two brands that she's going to mostly be seen wearing, is Gucci and YSL. So yeah, I thought that it fit her very well. And it's definitely something she would wear, but obviously she does branch out as a character, but I like to basically, my characters all are in a modern society, they're all it girls, and all of my characters are super feminine. Some of them are different, ways of feminine, but I like to highlight that in all of them, that they like material things, they're those type of girls, and so I like to give them those type of things. So basically, as you can see in her design, she has her blonde pigtails, she has pink eyes, she wears a red dress, she's always holding an apple. An apple is a signature to her. I don't know exactly why. I just think that I always thought it was really pretty. She was really pretty with apples, so I thought that would be her signature fruit. And she always has blue eyeshadow. The blue eyeshadow just complements the blonde hair and the red outfit and the red lipsticks so much to me. So that's why I gave it to her. I typically give her different types of earrings. As you can see in the speed paint in the background, she has heart-shaped hoop earrings. And then in the image that you guys saw before, she had circle hoops. And there's also a drawing of her where she just has heart earrings. I like to kind of just give her different types of earrings. All of my characters typically do have their nails done. In this one, she does, like in that image before, she did not, because she's actually wearing a bodysuit under her dress that comes with gloves. But yeah, so let's get into Red as a character. So Red is age 22. Her pronouns are she, her. She is pansexual. She is African American. Her height is 5'3", so she's a little bit short for her occupation. Her occupation, as you can see, is a runway model. Now, I've been wanting to actually do, like, actual art of her participating in runway modeling for her career, because I thought that would be so much fun to draw. It just makes so much sense for her character, and, like, I thought that it would be so much fun to have, like, a character like her with her personality, as a runway model. Like, nobody would expect her, like, a lot of people probably have, like, expectations, or at least stereotypes that they think of when they think of a runway model, you know, they're kind of straight-faced, they don't really say much, you know, they're kind of stuck up, things like that, and she isn't. She's such, like, in her description, like, she's a yapper. She talks a lot like me. She basically talks so much, like you cannot get her to shut up half the time. And she'll just go on so many tyrants or rants, not even rants, like she'll just yap about whatever. Like, if she sees a video on TikTok about a turtle, she's going to yap to you for probably about 45 minutes about turtles and how much she loves turtles. She's that kind of girl. She's overly positive. So she's so positive in a kind of toxic way. Like, she will always be happy no matter the situation. At least she appears to be on the cameras, around her friends, around her family. And if you guys did see my speed paint I did before this video for Valentine's Day, there is basically it's an image of her laying in her bed crying while a phone's laying next to her, and it says blocked and it says blue, and then there's a fashion magazine right next to her with a dark-skinned guy with blue hair. And you know, it has a story, it has lore to it, and her as a character, she doesn't really like say, like, she doesn't say much about her darker thoughts or darker feelings, her heartache that she is going through. As you probably already read, like, she has a very complicated love life, particularly with only one person. She's never really seen other people at all. She kind of tries to avoid that. She's the type of person that if you, like, confess your love to her, she's like, yeah, thanks, that's so funny, but I'm not interested, thank you, bye. Like, she'll just, like, be like, haha, like, yeah, I know you like me, but I don't really like you. So, like, she hasn't been in a relationship before. So her first kind of, like, romantic involvement was with a pretty problematic guy. So I eventually, obviously, since he is an OC of mine, I will talk about him on the channel whenever you guys vote for him, eventually. But let's just say the guy that she is talking to and in a situationship is not the best person to be talking to. He is a vampire boy, as all of my characters are for some reason. And yeah, so, like, he's just kind of not nice to her, and she always covers it up with, like, a smile on her face, but typically when she is alone, that's when those thoughts settle in, and that whole mask of happiness comes off. So I, like, that's where, like, I even put it, like, in, like, the description. You either love her or you hate her, because sometimes the happy doesn't seem genuine. And that's me kind of insinuating to the audience and people that are reading that she is a type of character that just, she doesn't express her emotions truthfully. She is overly positive in a toxic positive way, but it's to the point to where it's like, is she actually really that happy all the time? Or is she avoiding feelings? But yeah, she is. She 100% is. She's like any other human. She feels dark thoughts and negative emotions. But whenever, she's alone, that's when it all kind of starts to come out. And she cries like a water faucet. But then she wipes her tears, gets back up, locks away those feelings, and goes back outside and starts walking down that runway. And yeah. So basically this character is supposed to be relatable. She's kind of different from Sugar in some ways and such. She shows a lot of emotion. She's always smiling typically. She's very, very beautiful. Her literally, like, I just absolutely love her. And one day, like I said, I will be actually doing a full-on like runway drawing with her and everything and such. But yeah, that's Red. And this video was actually kind of shorter than the last, where like, the last one was kind of long. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Red. And like I said, like, if you guys like tell me like how you feel about her, what you think about her, would you be Red's friend? What would you do if you were her friend? And things like that. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the bell for the next vote for who I'm going to talk about next. You can always click on my card in the description below to see what all of the characters I have. Some of them do not have photo references yet. I am working on that. As of recording this video, they do not. They might if you watch this video late, but right now they do not. But yeah, so that's all for today's video. Basically, like I said in the beginning of the video, I am having a huge sale on my commissions. Go ahead and click on the link below on my card, and also in my card, you'll see my commissions tab. Click on that, it'll lead you to my VGen, and go ahead and get yourself a commission while the sale lasts. If you like the art that you are seeing on the screen. And also, if you're an artist looking for art friends, or if you're an enjoyer of the arts, go ahead and join my Discord server. Alrighty guys, have a great rest of your day. Bye!